Back in the shop again, helping a buddy with a car. It's doing some stuff. Big victories and progresses on the Sebring today. I'm super happy. So what you can't see that I've done is I've put a oil pan gasket on here as well. We figured we might as well do that since you have to take the timing cover off to put a pan gasket on it. If you're wondering, that's just these two bolts out of the exhaust here. Unplug that O2 sensor, unplug that O2 sensor, take these 4 belts out of this bracket. No, that was actually helping, okay. Take those 2 bolts out of that little flange, and then up under here, there's 3 bolts on that flange, and you can just grab this whole exhaust pipe system and just kind of hang it down out of your way, and do that. Here's what I'm super happy about. Let me get my flashlight here. I'm so happy right now. I'm making a happy video before something else goes wrong with this car. See a timing chain in there? I sure do. Yeah. So I got all the new guides in. I got the timing chain in. All the new. There's the new crank sprocket that chain's going around. Drop this car down a little bit here. And I'll give you another little tip. Should you ever need to get into this job, should you ever feel ambitious or, you know, enough to get into something like this, there's my new cam gears. Primary chain. Here's a cool thing. You can actually set these gears, sprockets, I'm sorry. You can actually just, you see how they're held on to the cam with 2 bolts? And then they just go into that flange there. I've got some paint marks on here I'm going to wipe off because that's where my cams are supposed to be when they're in the correct position when I have my crankshaft on my timing mark. Everything's rotating in time. I was able to assemble it correctly the first time, and so I'm really super happy about that. But you can actually set these cam gears on those hubs and not even put the bolts in yet so that you can rotate the crank around and get your chain all set up. And then there's like a 3/8 drive square in the end of each of the intake cams so that once you get your tensioner in, get the tension on your chain, get it all up together, you can just put your ratchet with like a 1-inch extension in there and turn the cam. It won't turn the gear sprocket, but you can turn the cam to where your bolt holes line up, throw your bolts in, and you're done. That is actually kind of smart. So, big victories. Timing sets in. Timing cover is going to go on now. And this is turning into more of a blog. Originally it was a rant because I was so pissed off. And I'm still not too happy about all the work I've had to do to put a water pump in this car. But I've got my valve covers over here all cleaned up. There's a bunch of, around every one of these bolts there's a little rubber seal. I threw all my old ones away so I can't show you what they look like. Or I can just pull this bolt out. Bam, they look like that. And they just all go in there. I got all of those installed. I'm going to throw new gaskets on these valve covers and stick them on the engine. There's my intake plenum. I've got a new gasket for the throttle body, which is laying over there on the ground because, you know, whatever. New motor mount, a couple of new hoses. There's my timing cover. That's the crankshaft front seal. That's a new one. I put that in this morning. And so excited. We're going to put this thing together and make it work.